What is up, golf people? We had an incredible year this year. I got to try over 35 golf clubs, and on today's video, I am going to rank those golf clubs from best to worst. We've got 5 categories we're working with here. We have pure class, that is the best of the best. We have would buy, which is the category where I would have no hesitation recommending this club for you. We have the would try category, which is a category I would suggest when you go get a fitting, you take a look at these clubs. We've got the nah category, which aren't necessarily clubs I would avoid, but it wouldn't necessarily be on my hit list to try. And then we've got the bottom category, which I'm calling the Big Bertha category. And I will tell you why. We'll get into that story as we go, along with all of the clubs and the stories behind them from this year on Let's Play Through. Now, before we start ranking, there's just 2 quick things I want to mention. Number 1, if you're not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and do that, especially if throughout this video you see something that you like, or maybe an opinion you don't like, but you want to see more of. Whatever the case may be, hit subscribe. And secondly here, I want to say thank you to the sponsors of this show. Not only have they provided monetary benefits that keeps this show running, but they've also supplied a lot of the equipment you've actually seen me test on this show. Our friends at PlayBetter.com are the home of the best golf technology, best prices on the internet. I want to give a big thanks to a sponsor that came on later in the year, Curated.com. I tried a number of clubs from Curated this year, and I want to say thanks to Proud90, who have outfitted me here at the end of the year as well. I've got links down below to our show sponsors. Using those links helps support this show, keeps it running, helps me test more golf clubs so I can give you some honest reviews from a mere mortal. Now, let's get right into the rankings. The first club I tested, this was hot off my surgery. I had surgery in the end of 2021, so beginning 2022, I was super excited to try some clubs that came out in late 2021. That was the Mizuno Pro Series. We had the 221s, the blades, the 223s, and the 225s. So we'll start off here. I guess we'll start off with the blades. The 221s are the blades. The blades are Mizuno. They feel like a Mizuno. It'd be tough for me not to say pure class here with anything Mizuno, but I'm going to reserve that category for only my favorites, the ones I really think work for a mere mortal like me. I would absolutely buy the 221s though. That's where I'm going to put these. Just a beautiful, gorgeous blade, classic Mizuno good looks. Feel, sound, control, trajectory, everything about those clubs, amazing. If you're a lower handicapper, you're gonna love those clubs. Now the next club here is going to be the 225s. These are the clubs that were most similar to my Mizuno Pro HMB. So this is a hollow body design here. I was thinking this would be my favorites. However, I ended up liking another of the Mizunos so much better. So I'm actually going to put the Mizuno Pro 223s in the would try category. By the way, would try is not bad, okay? These are clubs I'd absolutely recommend you give a shot during your fitting, and I think they're fantastic clubs. So anything you see in the would try category, not awful by any means. Mizuno Pro 223s though, I'm putting those in pure class. Those were the best of the best for me, which I did not expect to happen, okay? I thought that I would like the 225s, that hollow body design. Obviously, I would love the blades. I did not expect to love the cavity-backed version there, the 223s, and those are the ones I liked the best. Would have put them in my bag, by the way, except for me, I need a little bit more distance. That was the one thing holding it back, but I won't let it hold it back from me calling them pure class because they're fantastic. The next set of clubs I tried was the Titleist family of clubs, the T300, T200, and T100S. Again, I had a big surprise on the one I liked the most. The T300s, the cavity back model, I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the would try category. Weren't the clubs for me. I didn't think it was the best of the series, but they're great clubs in and of themselves. The T200s, again, that was the club I thought would be the right club for me. More of a hollow body cavity design. Didn't necessarily like those ones as much either. But they're good clubs. They're good clubs. I would put them in would buy. I would put them in would buy. And lastly, here we have the T100S. Did not expect to love these clubs. I thought they packed maximum playability, but also had fantastic forgiveness to them, which I didn't expect. I'm going to go ahead and put the T100S in my pure class category. Those clubs really the best of the best from Titleist. And if you don't know the difference between T100 and T100S, I didn't even try the T100s, but the S models are just a little pressed forward in the loft, so they're going to be a little stronger, give you a little bit more distance. All right, so T100S pure class for me. Next club I tried this year was the Stealth. The Stealth was the first driver. It was the hot new release of 2022. I thought the Stealth was a very good driver. However, I put it up head-to-head against my Sim 2, and I only saw about 1 yard on average of distance. Everything else seemed pretty equal. I'm a little worried, I think like a lot of folks, that this carbon wood, this new carbon era of TaylorMade, who knows how long those clubs will last. Titanium is a proven material already, so if it was between the Sim 2 and the Stealth, I would definitely choose the Sim 2 personally. The Stealth's not a bad club though. This is a tough one here. But because I like the Sim 2, that's the club I would actually buy. So I'm going to put the Stealth in Wood Try. Again, not a bad club. If you own this club, you should be very proud. And it definitely should be a club you try in your fittings. You might end up buying it, but I would buy the Sim 2 over that. All right, next club for me was a club that I got to try at the PGA show. Interesting thing about the PGA show in 2022 was all the big manufacturers decided to skip it due to COVID concerns left over from the year before, or whatever the case may be. Like the big dogs that normally were there weren't there, which was kind of disappointing, but also some great things came from it because I got to learn about clubs that I would not necessarily have gone and checked out their booths. One of them being a boutique brand, Haraken from Japan, and their brand underneath Haraken called Docus Design, the driver, the Reloaded Plus. I'm putting that one in pure class, guys. That driver has a shaft on it that is so special. Unbelievable consistency. If I was to draw a map of the dispersion when I tried this driver for the first time, the balls landed within 5 yards of each other about 10 times in a row. Incredible, incredible consistency. The Docus Design Reloaded Plus is in pure class for me. Next driver that I tried this year was the PXG Gen 4. Okay, so again, trying a driver that was released the year before, but I didn't get a chance to try it in 2021, so I tried it in 2022. And boy, I loved this driver. In fact, I had been playing the Sim 2. This one kicked it out of my bag. So for that reason, the PXG Gen 4 is absolutely going in would buy. I, in fact, bought this driver with my own money. Next up here is a package set of clubs. This is another one of those PGA show finds I would not necessarily have found if the big dogs weren't there. This is the Sticks Complete Package Set. I think this is the best package set I've ever tried. The Costco Callaway Edge set being the one I would probably buy even over this one if I could find it at retail. But number two, 100% if I was starting out in golf, the Sticks package set, lovely set of clubs, absolutely love them. The next club I tried was another driver. I went on a whole driver run in March. We had a driver battle, which if you haven't checked out those videos, go back and check them out. I put 8 drivers up head to head in a March Madness style bracket. First up was the LTD-X. The LTD-X, a fantastically long driver from Cobra, probably the longest driver I tried in 2022. Without hesitation, I absolutely recommend you give that club a shot. Next club I tried was the club I ended up putting in my bag. That is the Callaway Rogue ST. Boy, was it not only long, it's also straight and super forgiving. I'm putting the Rogue ST in pure class. I bought it. It's in my bag to this day. Even though it's not necessarily the club that won our bracket, for me it has everything, the best of all worlds. That's why I'm putting it in pure class. Next driver was the Launch Pad 2 from Wilson Staff. This was one I was excited to try out, but I gotta say I was pretty disappointed in it. It doesn't have a whole lot of adjustability. The shaft selection, very small, not many to choose from. It's just, it didn't feel good. It's got too much draw bias to it. I'm putting that one as our first in the nah category. It's not a club I would necessarily recommend. I think there's so much better options out there. Sorry, Wilson. I love a lot of Wilson clubs. This one did not make the cut for me. Next club definitely did though. This is the Tour Edge Exotic C722. This one made it to the championship of our driver bracket. This is a driver without hesitation I would buy. Absolutely. Tour Edge keeps getting better and better with every release. Next driver was the defending champion. This is the Mizuno STZ220. In 2021, I ranked the STZ the best driver of the year, and in 2022, I ranked the STZ 220 the best overall driver of the year, and that's why it's going in pure class. All right, next club is Tommy Armour. So I had a lot of comments from fans of this show in various videos asking me to check out the Tommy Armour 845s. This is the newer version of a classic. My father used to play the old 845s. I think a lot of our fathers did, and maybe you even did yourself. The Tommy Armour 845s are very, very good value for the money. This is like the Dick's Golf Galaxy in-house brand. The value is absolutely there. It may not be the best club on the market, but for the price, it's way, way up there. I would absolutely have you try these ones out. I think it is worth your time, and it would be very close. I might even put it in the would buy category. For those of you high handicappers just getting into golf, looking to maybe upgrade from your first set to your second set, this would definitely be there. All right, now we move on to a set of clubs that I kept in my bag for a while, at least a month, maybe 2 months. Really loved these clubs. This was the TaylorMade Stealth set. I had played the Sim 2s the year before, absolutely loved them. The Stealth set, even longer and just as forgiving clubs. I would absolutely put those in the would buy category. Next up is another club from PXG. These were the irons this time. Maybe one of the best values of the year. They went on a crazy deal in the summer. My wife, also being a former Marine, got me the military discount with PXG, so I picked these things up for a steal. I want to say it was about $490 for the whole set of clubs. These are the O2 11s. This was the prior model, like the 2021 model, I guess. Maybe 2020 they came out. One way or the other, I absolutely would buy them because I did buy them. Fantastic clubs. Next up, I tried the Cobra Forge Techs. I thought these clubs were absolute perfection, and it is the next set of irons that I can go ahead and firmly place in the pure class category. These things have it all, from workability to good distance to control to feel, sound, good looks, dashing good looks. Everything about them is pure class. Love those irons. Now, after I had just tried the O2 11s, they came out with another version of the O2 11s, the X-Core 2s, here in 2022. It was just after I tried the previous model, so I was fresh, and I even put these head to head. I absolutely would buy the X-Core 2s, even better than the X-Cores from the year or two before. Next set of clubs was the Takomo 101s. As many of you know, I ended up putting the Takomo 101s in my bag because I ranked them as basically the best irons up until I tried a new set of irons this year. I'm gonna go ahead and put those in pure class. Just the value proposition of this Finnish brand that kind of exploded out of nowhere. Totally worth it. Absolutely love those irons. Next up were the Callaway Rogue ST Pro irons. These were irons that I kind of overlooked. I didn't see them earlier in the year. Even though I had purchased the Callaway Rogue driver, I didn't try the irons like an idiot. I got to try them. I would put them in would try. I did not love them as much as I love the driver, but they're solid clubs nonetheless. Next, I tried another Tour Edge Exotics, the C722 irons. I loved the C722 driver so much, I had to try the irons. Really love it. I think they were the straightest irons I hit all year, and for that reason, I absolutely would put them in the would buy category. After that, I tried a club, the Forge Tech X. Knowing that I loved the Cobra Forge Tech, I really thought the Forge Tech X would give me just the one thing I was missing, which was a little bit more distance. And while it did, it just was not nearly on the same level in terms of feel and performance. The stopping power was down a little bit. Even though I got that distance, it came with a couple of drawbacks. I put that in the would try category. Again, I think they're great clubs. For some people out there, they're just, maybe it's because I was so disappointed thinking they would be perfect. Next set of clubs I tried was the Hanma TR20Ps. I found these at Costco on an incredible deal. Hanma is a brand that is kind of upper echelon. They were actually on a crazy deal over at Costco.com. I found them for really cheap. I can't even remember at the time. I think it was $600-700. Don't quote me on that. Go back and check the video for the actual price. I gotta say, I was pretty disappointed in these clubs. I mean, they're older clubs, definitely, but I just thought Hanma, I thought that was going to be a really great set of clubs for me. I saw other reviews after the fact that people did on these clubs. They liked them. I didn't like them. I'm putting them in the nah category, unfortunately. I think now Hanma has actually left the North American market. Next up is a club that I actually did not make a video of, but I did test extensively. And I probably should have made the video, but I was in iron mode and my swing was really grooved in for irons at the time. And I was in the middle of that kind of championship bracket for the irons. To make a long story short, I loved the TSR2 driver from Titleist this year. I think if this club had come out earlier in the year when we did the March driver bracket, it would have been the winner, or at least right up there. I'm going to go ahead and put that one in pure class. The TSR series of drivers, all fantastic, but for me, the TSR2 in particular, a winner. Next up, next up was Mizuno's new release. These are technically the 2023 models. The JPX 923 Hot Metal Pros I tried because they have a little bit smaller design, not quite as thick in the top end. Really a fantastic club in the 921, so would the 923s beat it? Yes, they did. I think Mizuno created basically a perfect club for the game improvement category, and they are in pure class for me. I love it. Go back, check out that review. Fantastic clubs. The next set of clubs were the oldest clubs I tried, maybe ever on this channel. I guess ever on this channel, yes. The Ping I2s. For some reason, I found myself in Play It Again Sports. I saw these clubs up on the rack for $100 and I could not resist. These are clubs I got fitted for like 30 years ago. Never had a chance to actually buy these clubs, so I got my chance this year. I gotta say, guys, the Ping I2s are still a classic. They, for me, are pure class. Always will be. A lot of people told me their stories of picking up a set for $50, $75 at a yard sale, whatever the case may be. If you can find this set of clubs and you've got a few extra dollars in your pocket, buy them. They are absolutely pure class and probably some of the best irons ever made. Still hold up to this day. In fact, I almost had a hole-in-one with them out on the course. Loved them. Next set of clubs that I tried were the Gigagolf Pursuit M410s. These things are so close to my Takomo 101. Just for the sheer value of these things being 98% of the clubs the Takomo 101s are, and they're only $376, I think I bought the set of clubs for. I gotta put that in would buy for sure. Next up is going to be the Ping I230s. Guys, these clubs completely changed my mind about Ping. This is, again, a 2023 model that I got a chance to try a little ahead of release, and boy, oh boy, are they good. They are going into pure class, guys. I've got a lot of pure class. I've got to even make space here in this category for them because they are worthy. They are absolutely worthy. These things are the full package of forgiveness, distance, and they're even very good looking. To me, I never really liked Ping clubs. That's why I2s I never actually bought, because I thought they were a little on the uglier side. These things are beautiful. Ping has done something right. We got 5 clubs left here, guys. The next one is the Big Bertha irons. These things are almost ridiculously priced, over $400 per iron. Like I said, I bought the entire set of my Gigagolf clubs for less than the cost of one club of these Callaway Big Berthas. The reason being is they are tungsten and titanium. This is a very special club in terms of materials, groundbreaking. And even if you want to hate on these Big Bertha irons, hopefully they're opening the door to cheaper options down the road. It's always how it is. If you're an early adopter, you pay the most for something new. This is an incredibly good club. I think probably the longest and most forgiving irons I tried all year. I guess it's arguable if aesthetically they are pleasing because they're super chunky and shovel-like, but they're actually kind of interesting looking as well. To make a long story short, because of the price, I cannot put these in pure class. I cannot even put them in would buy because they're just too expensive, but I'm absolutely going to put them in would try. These clubs, fantastic clubs. Fantastic clubs. Someday they'll be cheap because you'll buy them secondhand and they'll be totally worth it, guys. Next up after that was the club that got me the most hate comments. The Great Big Bertha driver for 2023 is extremely draw biased. I already play a draw. It did not help me. This club screwed up my swing for weeks. I am just finally getting my swing back after trying this club. Again, could be the perfect club for you, but at $700, a very expensive club, and I think there's better options out there. This is the one club I've got to create a category all its own because it did so much damage to my golf swing, having to try to make adjustments for this club that just does not work for me. Again, could work for you, does not work for me. In my ranking, since this is my video, it's down there at the bottom. All right, we've got the Ping Eye Crossover. This is a club I ended up putting in my bag, so for that reason alone, I've got to put it in the would buy category. This club's not going to be for everybody because you've got to have some distance with this club, but it's a nice driving iron for you lower handicap players out there. I would buy it because I did buy it. That's why it's there. Next club is the Rogue ST 5-wood. 5-wood. It says 3 here on your screen, but that's because they don't make product images for 5 woods. Only manufacturers only ever use 3 woods, and that covers their entire range of woods. That's just a weird quirk of the golf club rendering market here. The Rogue ST, I play that driver, as you know. I really thought the 5-wood would be perfect. I've never had like matching sets of driver, 3-wood, 5-wood, that sort of thing. I wanted to kind of give that a try. Just kind of assumed it would be a great club for me. It didn't. It wasn't a good club for me. Again, really draw bias. I wasn't getting the distance I really wanted out of this club. I guess you could put it in would try, but again, for me, it's a nah. But I guess if I'm being fair there, it's would try. Last set of clubs was another package set. I actually gave these clubs away last week to one subscriber, Jerome. Jerome, I have them actually right here, and I'm about to send them out after this video to you. You're getting your set of Monroe golf clubs. This is a complete package set, our last complete package set that I tried this year. And boy, the value is there. $799 gets you the full set plus the bag. It's really high quality when it comes to irons and wedges. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the would buy category again for beginners. I'll put it next to the other package set there in the sticks because I'm running out of room there on the right side of the screen. Both of those sets offer great value. I would not hesitate to tell you beginners to give those ones a shot. Guys, it was so amazing to try these 35 golf clubs in 2022, and I can't wait for the next batch of new releases that are coming out in 2023. In fact, I did a video with all of the leaks of the new golf clubs that are coming out and what we should keep our eyes open for. I can't wait to test all of them out. Hope you've enjoyed this year as much as I have. Happy New Year to you and yours. Make it a great one, and I'll catch you back here very soon on another edition of Let's Play Through.